Well, hello friends, and welcome to another WSIB Truth Matters with Joe Machado on this Friday afternoon. This is the third episode of Fat Cats Exposed. And today I have a doozy for you guys. I was actually going to be talking about something else today, but this one popped up and I couldn't miss the opportunity. But first and foremost, I've got my usual Friday afternoon lemonade with lots of ice, and there's two things that I hate to be late for. One of them is cocktails, and the other one is golfing. And if I could do both at the same time, then I'm really happy. And we're definitely moving into that kind of weather, which is awesome. But I'm sure you tuned in because you want to hear about something else other than what I like to drink and what I like to do for sports. So today I was going to talk to you about an old friend. His name is Frank Veltri. He's the executive director at Appeals. I say old friend. Well, we're actually not friends, but let's just say that we've known of each other for many, many years. And so I was going to talk about Frank today and what he's been doing over the past few years. And then something else popped up. So I'm going to talk to you about Frank actually a week from today in my fourth episode of Fat Cats Exposed next Friday. And the reason for that is I was invited to attend a Zoom meeting this coming Wednesday. And the subject matter is dealing the WSIB Appeal Services Division online information session about the value for audit report that was just done recently, and I talked about that report in a couple of my videos a few weeks back. So I was going to talk about that today, but given that this other topic came up, and given that I'm registered for this online meeting, although I'm pretty sure that when they catch wind of who's actually registered, they may be inclined to take me off the list. Who knows? But either way, I'll still get my information. And I'll be able to report all of that back to you next Friday, which I think will be quite interesting for both you guys and myself. Given that I'm not yet sure what I'm going to be talking about, but I know it's going to be interesting. So, to start off today's episode, I'm going to introduce you to Feliz. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. And I'm going to put it up here for you to see. And she's the Chief People Officer with the WSIB. My goodness, I didn't know that such a thing existed. I consider myself to be somewhat affluent when it comes to corporate structures, but this one here, it's a new one. And so I'm going to introduce you to Anna because she had a recent interview in a newspaper, benefitscanada.com, and I'm going to put the link here in the description so you can read it for yourself. This is an article or an interview that she did on April 12th. And it just really hit a nerve. I talked about this subject matter, I think about 2 videos ago, which is, it's a real issue for concern for everyone. And so I'm going to read this for you and put it up here because you really need to see it. So it talks about, at a time when some employers are considering cutting back on mental health benefits, the organization is doubling down on its commitment to providing these resources, the organization being the WSIB, In 2023, the WSIB increased its mental health coverage from $3,000 to $5,000 and expanded the range of psychologists or a range of practitioners covered under the plan to include psychologists, marriage and family therapists, and psychoanalysts. And in January, it made the mental health coverage unlimited for its employees and dependents at the WSIB. Well, unlimited. It seems like their awareness of these issues and being a organization that should be wholly committed to supporting injured workers when they're going through psychological and having mental health issues, that there should be absolutely no question or reservation whatsoever. But I'm sure some of you who are watching this video and some of you who watched my video on this topic, and I had a lot of response from that video, by the way. There's been, this has become a real issue. But yeah, so we'll look after our own because we know that's important, give them unlimited treatment. And while everybody else, fuck you. Yeah, for everybody else, fuck you. You know, it never ceases to amaze me, the hypocrisy that comes out of this organization and the arrogance to put something like this out there in writing, where many injured and ill workers and their families who require this type of assistance, who desperately need this type of assistance. And this type of assistance is covered under the Workplace Safety and Insurance Act. And the Workplace Safety and Insurance Act does not impose any limitations on how much should be provided in terms of support and the type of support that should be provided. There are no limitations on the Workplace Safety and Insurance Act. It's just what a pile of horse shit. So anyway, they're very concerned about employee well-being, and she goes on to state in the article, as you can see here, employee well-being speaks to the very nature of the WSIB, which provides wage loss benefits, medical coverage, and support to workers injured on the job, says Anna Feliz, its chief people officer. When we look at the claims we're dealing with every day in Ontario, mental health related claims are growing faster than any other type of claim. The effects tend to linger, and the cost to employees' lives once they enter into the healthcare system are great. This is a quote. So, why are you continuing to withhold treatment to individuals who require the treatment with bona fide claims, with proven claims, where their psychiatrists and their psychologists and their doctors are recommending this treatment? Why does the WSIB continue to impose restrictions when you're so vocal and appear to be so committed to what the WSIB is supposed to do in terms of providing medical coverage and support? Why the fuck do you guys continue to screw over injured workers who need that treatment? Really? Listen, I'm all about looking after family and friends. And I'm sure, like most of you, I'll do anything for my family, without question. I've been known to be somewhat overly generous at times, but that's just me. And the WSIB wanting to take the initiative to support their employees, the appreciation that they have to the contribution that their employees makes to their organization, the understanding that there has been an increase in the need for this type of treatment for mental health, for people suffering from mental health. And I appreciate that. We should all be as concerned about our own. But, you know, when you keep passing over the injured worker and their families, not good. Not good at all. Not good. You have to fix it. You have to do better. So she goes on to say, when evaluating the value of the WSIB's mental health coverage, the value, Feliz says the organization's goal was to ensure all employees and their families have access to the care they need. And then in quote, we didn't want to put a ceiling on these types of benefits because we didn't want anyone running into barriers, accessing services that they need for their recovery. Holy fuck! You think so? Again, why don't you take that same strategy and apply it to injured workers who need it, who are drowning out there? I've come across so many cases just in the last couple of weeks, never mind the ones I've dealt with over the last 30 years, but just in the last couple of weeks, where people are begging for treatment, and they're being turned away or they're being left to wait endlessly until you schmucks get off your fucking butts and stop patronizing and gaslighting and do what you're supposed to do. Because the money isn't coming out of your pockets. It's not like you have to write a check from your own fucking bank account. You fucking turds. No one should have to go without treatment if they've had a workplace injury and they have a claim or an illness and they're asking for treatment and their doctors are recommending treatment and you make them wait. Sometimes for weeks and months on end. How about looking after them? Make me sick to my stomach, motherfuckers. So, they like to gauge these things. They like to gauge the progress. They like to understand what their ROI is. I'm going to put that up here too. What's the ROI is the question. ROI is return on investment. That's right. Since the WSIB started making improvements to its mental health coverage, it has seen utilization increased by 21%. That's a pretty significant increase. And this is from before the pandemic to date. Employees are already using it and value it. Mental health practitioners are actually now our largest paramedical practitioner category from a usage perspective, their usage, surpassing things like physiotherapy and massage therapy. That tells us that we've addressed a gap and need for our employees and their families. Again, your employees, your families, and fuck everybody else. The ones who have had that coverage paid for them by the accident cost fund that employers contribute towards. But you're the gatekeepers. You get to decide who gets treatment and when they get treatment. But for your own, unlimited treatment, no waiting, increase in usage. That's your ROI. Are you outraged by this? You should be. It just makes me sick, really. These people, they don't belong in a nice office with nice furniture and nice paintings on the wall, and maybe a pot with some coffee on their credenza, and one of those lounge chairs off to the side so they could take their mid-afternoon fucking nap. Pontificating about what they're supposed to do, what they're committed to doing in their organization. It's a crock of shit. It's a pile of horse shit. And, I think that they deserve in a barn with fucking stables without horses. Or pigs, better yet. Because, you know what? I like pork. I love it on the barbecue. This is the time for pork. And I could eat pork, and I like pigs. But I don't like these motherfuckers. I don't. I don't like them at all. They're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. So you know what? I take it back. They don't even belong with the pigs. All right. We're in. And, to top it off and really shove it in your face, she goes on to state, indeed, when left unaddressed, of course, mental health issues can manifest into other physical health issues, says Feliz. Noting, investing in mental health supports, pays itself back in dividends. Back to the ROI. Our productivity results and engagement have never been better at the WSIB. And that all translates to how we provide service to Ontarians. Are you getting that kind of service? These are the fat cats. And like I said, I'm committed to exposing the fat cats and let the light shine on them, the focus, so that they can look in the mirror and truly identify, or maybe try to identify with the person looking back at them, because I don't think that they're going to be able to do that. But this is what it is, my friends, and I'm going to continue to work to help you and to find ways to beat these people, to get what you're rightfully entitled to. You can visit WSIBsettlements.com if you need help with your WSIB claim. As always, I appreciate you tuning in to watch my videos, and I especially appreciate it when you share it with others. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's free, but it helps me to reach more and more Ontarians across this province, to let them know that there's help, that they don't have to take the bullshit that these people are feeding them, and that there are ways to fix things. And we're moving in that direction. We're going to fix this. It's not going to be overnight, but we are. I'm committed to that. And they know that I am, because they know I'm coming at them. So my friends, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Hopefully the weather will be nice wherever you live. Let the cocktails flow if you are so inclined to enjoy one or two or however many. And if that doesn't work, a nice glass full of with lots of ice and lemonade always works. And until we see each other again, take care.